Hi guys, I hope you are all well. Today we will start to see a new story called Son of Goku is the New King of Demons. Vados finally revealed her love for Goku, and now she wants to have a child with the most powerful Saiyan, but Chi-Chi got jealous, and Chi-Chi decided to have another child, the third of the couple. But a great consequence will happen, and a new Demon King will be born, and you will see it now. But before we start seeing this incredible story, you must not forget to press the like button and comment on the story. Well, if you've already done that, then grab your bucket of popcorn and your soda and let's follow this new story. In the 6th universe. Currently in the 6th universe, it was possible to see Goku on top of a small mountain on the planet of the God of Destruction of the 6th universe, and the Saiyan was meditating with a high concentration while waiting for Vados to return with Caulifla and Kale so that the Saiyan of the 6th universe could train both Saiyans of the 6th universe and if possible make them the strongest of the 6th universe. While Goku was in a state of Champa meditation, the God of Destruction of the 6th universe looked at him from afar. The God of Destruction didn't know why, but he had a slight premonition and something was going to happen, and that it would be impressive. Champa thought, "My brother loves to show off the strength of the warriors of his universe, especially Vegeta, who has now become their heir of Beerus, and in the future he will become the new God of Destruction of the 7th universe. But I wonder why Vegeta was chosen to become the new God of Destruction if Goku is as strong, or if not stronger than Vegeta. So why wasn't Goku chosen to become the new God of Destruction of the 7th universe?" The God of Destruction wondered as he looked at Goku, who was sitting in the lotus position meditating. While Champa was trying to find a good reason why his brother chose Vegeta as a successor and not Son Goku, who meditated, started releasing a certain amount of energy from his body, something that made Champa stop trying to find a reason why Vegeta had become Beerus' successor. Champa thought, so something different will finally happen. It's about time, thought the God of Destruction of the 6th universe, focusing on Goku, who was releasing his power more and more. The energy that was being released by Goku was increasing more and more, something that was making Champa surprised that Goku had not changed his facial expression since the beginning of the meditation. Soon a small burst of energy ends up happening, one that had been caused by Goku's transformation into a Super Saiyan. But it didn't stop there because Goku's energy was increasing even more, and then another explosion happened, one that ended up destroying a bit of the ground where Goku was, and after that generated dust disappeared. It was possible to see Goku transformed into Super Saiyan 2. Champa thought, Goku's power keeps increasing. How is that possible? He's still transforming even though he is in a state of deep meditation. He could be disconnected from the outside world, unless Goku's body is acting of its own accord, thought the God of Destruction, shocked by what was happening. The Saiyan now had lightning around his body due to his Super Saiyan 2 transformation, which soon changed when Goku's body began to glow, and when that glow disappeared, it was possible to see Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan 3 with his long golden hair and an intense and powerful aura around him, along with several light blue rays. Champa thought, this must be the Super Saiyan 3 transformation that Caulifla wanted to learn from Son Goku during the Tournament of Power. I have to say that this power is enormous for mortals. If Caulifla and Kale manage to master this power, they can be the strongest in the 6th universe, and if Caulifla and Kale merge to become Kefla, they can become one of the mortals mightiest of all the universes, thought the God of Destruction as he looked at the Super Saiyan 3 form that Goku was using at that moment. But Champa comes out of his thoughts once again when he feels Goku's energy stop being that of a human and become a divine energy, and this happened when Goku transformed into Super Saiyan God, something that ended up making his aura rise to the heavens and cause all the weather in the environment to change, creating strong gusts of wind and some dark clouds that rose to the skies. At that moment, a pillar of colored energy ended up arriving at the planet of God of Destruction of the 6th universe and ended up falling near where Champa was, and from the pillar came Vados, Kale, and Caulifla, who, when they arrived at the place, were surprised by the weather of the planet of the God of Undoing. Caulifla said, "Wow, what is happening to this planet for it to be like this? This is very strange," said the Saiyan while approaching Champa with Vados and Kale. Kale said, "Caulifla, I'm feeling a very powerful energy coming from that small hill, and I felt it before, but I don't remember who that energy belongs to," Caulifla's apprentice said while looking at the distant hill, where there was a kind of flame aura in the top of it. Caulifla said, "Well, now that you said it, I felt that energy before, and if I remember correctly, it was during the power tournament that I felt it." "Wait, that's the old man's energy," spoke the Saiyan before running closer to Champa, where he could see better. Within the flame aura was Son Goku in lotus posture with both eyes closed. Vados said, "What is Goku doing, Mr. Champa?" The Anja asked next to the God of Destruction, who was too focused to notice the arrival of the angel and the Saiyans, but upon hearing Vados' voice, the God of Destruction managed to come out of his trance and soon responded to the angel. Champa said, "Vados? I'm sorry, I didn't see you arrive. Answering your question, I don't know what's going on. Apparently Son Goku is meditating and releasing his energy, but at the same time his body is transforming even without him noticing or ordering it. Doesn't that remind you of something, Vados?" said the God of Destruction, while not knowing how to explain exactly what Goku was doing or how he was doing, but the God of Destruction had an idea that Vados would confirm for him. Vados spoke, "His mind is delicate, but his body is acting alone, making his transformation into Super Saiyan forms. This even seems like the power of superior instinct," said the angel, already confirming the idea that Champa had in his mind. Vados thought, "But how is the power of superior instinct doing this to Lord Goku's body? He should just act in battles and not in such a lighthearted way. Unless Goku has reached a level of mastery of the power of superior instinct to another level one that has never been seen before. In reality, this is quite possible. No God of Destruction has fully mastered the power of superior instinct, and Goku is immortal, so it makes sense that his body is acting this way." The angel thought as she looked at her beloved Saiyan and saw her flame aura starting to change to a blue one. Soon an explosion of divine energy ended up happening on the small hill that, due to the amount of energy, ended up collapsing. In addition, the strength of Son Goku's divine energy was so strong that it ended up creating a huge wind that reached even the spectators who were far away. Seeing some rocks heading towards them, Vados created a barrier preventing anything from touching them. Caulifla spoke, "But what was that? Just for Goku to transform into Super Saiyan Blue? Was he able to create wind pressure of that level? He's stronger than he was during the Tournament of Power. In fact, Goku is much stronger than before," said the Saiyan with a smile on her face to see such power that only made her want to fight Goku at that very moment. Kale spoke, "Mr. Goku's power is now at another level, and the way he's meditating even reminds me of Jiren's pose when he was meditating," said the other Saiyan, fixing her hair that ended up being messy because of the sudden wave of wind. Vados spoke, "Goku's energy is getting weird. She seems calmer than before, but at the same time seems to be preparing to evolve," said the angel while looking at Goku's aura, that after all his energy that was being released went back to her body. His hair, which was blue before, returned to its original black. Champa spoke, "Looks like it's over," said the God of Destruction while looking at Son Goku and no longer felt the oppressive energy that came from Goku's aura. Caulifla and Kefla said, "No, it's just like that time during the Tournament of Power. Goku didn't give up, or he just gave in." Both the Saiyans said something at the same time and ended up leaving the God of Destruction a little surprised by the synchrony of the two Saiyans. Vados said, "I was getting ready," said the angel before a huge white pillar made purely from Goku's energy soared into the sky and carried him along with the energy. Because of Goku's sudden burst of energy, everyone had to close their eyes and put their arms in front to prevent the dust from hitting their eyes, and after a few seconds, everyone could open their eyes and thus witness the complete form of Goku's superior instinct, who was in his splendor with his white hair and silver eyes. Caulifla and Kefla thought, "So this is the legendary superior instinct, the power that only angels can master, and now Son Goku achieved this feat said to be impossible for a mortal." Both Saiyans thought when they saw the complete form of the superior instinct that Goku used at that moment. Champa thought, "Beerus, this Saiyan you have in your universe is the greatest asset you have with Vegeta, but he's different, and that just makes me want to know even more why he wasn't chosen as your heir," thought the God of Destruction while looking at the imposing aura of Goku's Ultra Instinct. Vados thought, "That power, that aura, that hair and eyes, they're beautiful, and just looking at them, I feel like I'm falling even more in love with the Saiyan," the angel thought with some hearts in her eyes, when she saw Goku in his current strongest form. In the world of demons. Currently in the world of demons, in a forest full of trees with black trunks and red leaves, it was possible to see Towa sitting under one of these trees. Towa was reading a black book with red edges, being this a book about the history of demons and their origin. Towa spoke, "Wukong, the legendary monkey god who was called a demon by the ancient gods, was one of the original demons, and one of the strongest in the entire history of demons. The demon who was able to oppose the gods and kill several of them alone made him a legend that ended up being forgotten." Towa spoke while reading the story of Wukong. Towa became interested and wanted to know the origin of the Saiyans and her best friend and brother of consideration, Mira. Towa said, Wukong was so strong that he was called the monkey god, but because he was a demon, the gods didn't like him, and that's why they tried to kill him. So Wukong was forced to kill the gods first, but he really liked killing the gods so much that Wukong wiped out over 50% of all divine beings in the time he lived. To kill him, it took the help of all the gods of destruction that were still alive at that time, and the angels who had received permission to fight and kill Wukong. And in this way the monkey god was killed, but not before leaving descendants in the world, mortal, and in the demon world. Towa spoke while still reading about monkey god in his black book. Towa said that Wukong was very strong. He alone was able to kill several gods, and to kill him it took several gods of destruction and several angels to end Wukong's life. But before he died, Wukong killed some gods of destruction and even 4 of the 12 angels. I never imagined that there could be such a strong demon. Towa spoke, still impressed with the strength of her brother, Mira's ancestor, and her future husband. Mikio spoke. Indeed, Wukong was a monster during the time he lived, said the demon as he emerged from the shadows of the deep forest. Towa said, You have to stop showing up like that. Whenever you do that, I get scared. Towa spoke with one of her hands on her chest, where her heart would be showing that she had been scarred once again because of Mikio's sudden appearance. Mikio said, I'm sorry, it's become a habit of mine. I didn't want to scare you after all. I don't want to get any kind of resentment from my future queen. Not the first and future queen of demons, said the demon Mikio while making a kind of reference to Towa, who would be your future queen of demons. Towa said, Just tell me what you want, Mikio. I'm busy talking to you, said Towa, irritated with Mikio, who whenever he saw her make a point of reminding her that she would be the future queen of demons and would have to stay with the son of Goku and Vados. Mikio said, Well, by the looks of it, you're interested in the Wukong story, and I wonder why you would be so suddenly interested. Do you want to know the origin of us demons and Saiyans? I wonder if you're doing this to better understand Mira, or if you want to know how the Saiyan race originated, the same race as your future husband, said the demon again, teasing Towa, who ended up getting more irritated than before. Towa said, Mikio, what I want to know more about Mikio's origins so that I understand him better. Mira is like an older brother who has always stood up for me, and I am the younger sister who has always taken care of him, and I will continue to do so. So I thought that if I could understand Wukong himself, maybe I would be able to understand Mira and his powers better. Towa spoke while looking at Mikio, who just gave a small laugh. Mikio spoke, Of course. So if you're so curious about Wukong, you can ask me because I have more information than that book in your hands. Mikio the demon spoke while looking at Towa. Towa said, So you know something about Wukong? Said Towa, curious about Mikio's knowledge. Mikio said, Of course, I know about him, because I was the one who had to destroy everything related to Wukong under the orders of Mechikabura's father. But before that I read everything related to Wukong to have knowledge about him, said the demon while looking at Towa. Towa spoke, The ancient king of demons, why did he order this? Why would he want to get rid of information from one of the strongest demons in all of demon history? Spoke Towa, curious while the ancient demon king would want to destroy the information about Wukong and erase its magnificent history. Mikio said, Simply because Wukong was so strong that when the ancient king of demons tried to face him, he was defeated easily, and that was not all who should be the ancient demon king was Wukong. But he refused, and Mechikabura's father had then taken offense, but he never accepted being weaker than Wukong and tried to kill him several times, but he never succeeded and was almost killed. Mechikabura's father only stayed alive because Wukong was merciful to him. In addition, the former king of demons was responsible for creating a trap where the angels and the gods of destruction killed Wukong, and with his death, the former king of demons ordered the destruction of everything related to Wukong. And as I was one of the soldiers, I had to carry out his orders. The demon explained what reasons led him to destroy everything, or almost everything, related to the legendary monkey god Wukong, one of the strongest demons that ever existed. Towa said, Since you know so much about Wukong, I would like to know if he could also transform into a Super Saiyan like Saiyans that currently exist. Towa said while looking at Mikio. Mikio said, No. Wukong didn't have that ability to evolve using transformations. Only during his life, Wukong possessed the ability to clone himself, and all of his clones had the same strength as him. And other than that, Wukong also had the ability to evolve at an insanely fast pace, and that's what made him dangerous during his life. In reality, now that I'm thinking about it, Wukong had a transformation, but I don't know how it worked. I just know that it was said to be the true origin of his powers, and maybe it could be a definitive transformation of the Saiyans. But no one in the entire history of descendants of him had the ability to transform into that form, and I doubt it exists or will exist, and not even your husband will be able to accomplish this feat. Mikio spoke while looking at Towa, who kept imagining what the transformation would be and how strong it would be since it belonged to the being that gave rise to the Saiyans. Towa spoke. How strong was the transformation that Wukong had? Towa asked while looking at Mikio, who just sighed before giving a short laugh. Mikio said, "Actually, I don't know, but it wasn't weak since using this transformation, Wukong was able to hurt Daishinkan, the High Priest and Zeno's guardian," said the demon with a smile on his face. Such information ended up making Towa stay very surprised by Wukong's power level when he was alive. Towa spoke. Wukong was so strong to the point of hurting the High Priest that he is one of the 5 strongest beings in all the universes, said Towa, very surprised by what Mikio had said. Mikio said, Wukong wasn't able to kill Daishinkan. He managed to make him get on his knees and almost die, but Daishinkan was saved by other angels. But if it wasn't for that, the Daishinkan would have been killed by Wukong. So my queen, now you know how strong the Wukong was, said the demon while looking at the future queen of demons. Towa thought, so Wukong was that strong, incredible, and even the future son of Son Goku and Vados would not be able to reach that level of power. But even so, he will be strong enough to dominate the universes, and I will reign as the queen of all that exists, thought Towa, while thinking that her future husband would not be as strong as Wukong, but the strength he would have would be enough to fulfill the woman's wishes. In the 6th universe. Currently in the 6th universe, more precisely on the planet of the God of Destruction, it was possible to see Champa, Vados, Caulifla, and Kale still looking at the sky where Son Goku was in his complete form of superior instinct. Seeing such a form, Caulifla and Kale were impressed and in awe of the power that only angels had the ability to use and control perfectly. Caulifla spoke, "This power is really amazing. Even though I'm here, I can feel this gigantic energy coming from Son Goku," said the Saiyan with a smile on her face, while admiring the energy that came from Goku, who used the power of superior instinct. Kale said, "It looks a bit like the energy Goku used when he fought the 2 of us, when we were fused with the Potara Caulifla earrings. But at the same time, this energy is different. It's purer and more refined than the one used during the battle," said the Saiyan while looking at Goku and then at Caulifla, who, by her expression, tried to remember the battle where Caulifla faced Son Goku using the power of incomplete higher instinct. Caulifla spoke. "Now that you mention it, yes, it looks a lot like that energy, only that one seemed to be incomplete, and that form with white hair is a complete form of that power, and it's just unbelievable. I never thought there could be a power like that, and much less with a mortal," Caulifla said when remembering the battle against the Saiyan during the power tournament while he was fused with Kale when they became Kefla. Goku, who was in heaven, ended up noticing the presence of everyone in that place. That way, the Saiyan sighed as he returned to his base form, and using his teleportation, he appeared in front of everyone in the place. Goku said, "I'm sorry, I was very concentrated and I hadn't noticed that you had arrived already," said the Saiyan while apologizing for not having noticed the presence of everyone who was there. Champa said, "I noticed, since I've been watching you for some time, and before you started to transform, I was already watching you meditate," said the God of Destruction while looking at the Saiyan, who ended up not understanding very well why he started to transform while meditating. Goku spoke, "So I was transforming while I was meditating? I thought that only the power of superior instinct had been activated at that moment because I didn't feel anything too much," said the Saiyan while looking at everyone present at that place. Champa said, "Yes, you must have used all your transformations, being them Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, God Super Saiyan Blue, Incomplete Upper Instinct, and Complete Ultra Instinct. You ended up using all these forms while you were meditating, and that was something that made me very surprised. In fact, it was quite strange to see you using all these transformations," said the God of Destruction while looking at the Saiyan. Such information about the transformations that Son Goku was having during his meditation made the Saiyan confused, as he didn't even try to transform into those Saiyan forms that he possessed. Only Son Goku wasn't surprised about those transformations. During his meditation, Caulifla and Kale, who were in the place, were very surprised and admired with those transformations of Goku. Mainly the transformation into Super Saiyan 3, that was the form they both wanted to have. Caulifla said, "Hey old man, we came here because Vados said you wanted to talk to both of us, so tell us what you want," said the Saiyan while looking at Goku, who then looked at her and Kale and replied, "I asked Vados to bring you here because I would like to ask you both a question," said the Saiyan, making the two Saiyans in front of him look at each other. Kale said, "What kind of question? Is she so important that the two of us had to come to the God of Destruction's planet personally?" asked the legendary Saiyan of the 6th universe to Goku, who soon gave a smile before answering her. Goku said, "What I want to ask is if you two want to be trained by me. In short, I want you two to become my pupils or disciples. So what's the answer for both?" Son Goku asked the two Saiyans from the 6th universe in front of him, who were very surprised by Son Goku's proposal. Caulifla said, "Wait, do you want to train us?" said the Saiyan while looking at Son Goku, who just smiled at her. Kale said, "But why would you do that? Why would you want to train us both if we're from the 6th universe and you're from the 7th universe?" asked the Saiyan, confused by Son Goku's proposal. Goku said, "Yes, I would like to train you two, and the reason is very simple. Vegeta has already trained and become the master of his friend Kaba, and because of Vados' pregnancy, I will stay on this universe for another 2 months. And during that time, not to stay stopped, I decided to train you, Kale and Caulifla, since during the power tournament, you two showed me that you two were very strong, and that you had great potential in your hands. And I want to make you, Kale and Caulifla, reach the potential that you have within you," spoke the Saiyan, showing the reason that led him to want to train both Saiyan women, who once again looked at each other. Goku said, "But then what's the answer? Do you want to become my apprentices and allow me to be the master of you two or not?" asked the Saiyan while looking at Caulifla and Kale, who had confused expressions on whether or not they should accept the 7th Universe Saiyan's proposal. Thinking about the Saiyan's proposal, Kale and Caulifla left the group and started talking quietly among themselves in search of being able to find the best possible answer to Son Goku's request. After a few minutes, the two Saiyans finished talking, and soon the two were in front of Goku and the others. Vados said, "So you've made your decisions?" the angel asked the two Saiyans of her universe. Kale said, "Yes, Caulifla and I have already made our decision." "And?" said the legendary Saiyan, and then the two Saiyans answered. Kale and Caulifla spoke, "We both accept your proposal, old man, Mr. Goku. Train us for the next 2 months." Both Saiyans spoke at the same time as they bowed before the 7th Universe Saiyan. Goku said, "Right, so from today, Caulifla and Kale will have to live here on the planet of the God of Destruction for the next 2 months, and during that time I will train you two and teach you some things," said the Saiyan while looking at his two disciples. Caulifla said, "Oh man, when are you going to teach us Super Saiyan 3? asked the Saiyan while looking at Goku, who was already expecting that question. Ever since the Tournament of Power, Kale and Caulifla would like to have the power of Super Saiyan 3. Goku said, "I will only be able to teach you Super Saiyan 3 when you are ready to master Super Saiyan 2. Until then, you will not be able to reach that power," said Goku to Caulifla, who only snorted in disgust, since she really wanted to be able to transform into Super Saiyan 3. Caulifla said, "Since we both can't learn Super Saiyan 3, then I want to battle against you so I can see my current level of power," said the Saiyan while pointing out his fingers at the Saiyan, who just laughed at the words Caulifla said to him. Kale spoke, "Caulifla, we've just become Lord Goku's disciples, and you're already wanting to face him?" Kale spoke while scolding her friend and master. Caulifla said, "Of course, I can only respect a master if he is very strong, and that's why I want to face this old man. If Goku defeats me one-on-one, I will accept him as my master," spoke the Saiyan with conviction in her voice, waiting to face Son Goku. Goku said, "I think it's fair. If I defeat you, Caulifla, you have to stop calling me old man and start calling me master. But if you defeat me, I will teach you both a way to become Super Saiyan 3, and I will also teach you both a way to reach power of the Super Saiyan God," said the Saiyan while looking at Kale and Caulifla in front of him, who ended up being shocked by the fact Goku had just accepted that proposal. Caulifla spoke, "Closed. I will defeat you and I will get the power of Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan God," Caulifla spoke with a great conviction in her voice. In the 6th universe. Currently in the 6th universe, more precisely on the planet of the God of Destruction, it was possible to see Goku and Caulifla face to face, preparing to face each other at that moment. If Caulifla wins, Goku would have to teach her and Kale how to become Super Saiyan 3, and still, he would have to help the two to conquer the power of the Super Saiyan God. And if Goku won, Caulifla, he would have to stop calling the Saiyan an old man, and start calling him a master. Caulifla said, "Hey old man, are you ready to watch me rub your face on this floor, and then teach me how to transform into Super Saiyan 3? Caulifla spoke while pointing her finger at Son Goku, who was doing some jumping to warm up for the start of the fight. Goku said, "You forgot the part that I would also help you and Kale to gain the power of a Super Saiyan God. That is, of course, if you manage to defeat me in this match," said the Saiyan while still doing some warm-up exercises to be able to fight Caulifla, who also started doing some quick exercises to start the fight between the Saiyans of the 7th and 6th universe. Caulifla said, "It's true, I was forgetting you were going to teach me what made you red hair and flaming aura during the Tournament of Power. After I master the power of Super Saiyan 3, I will master this power of Super Saiyan God," said Caulifla with a huge smile of sheer determination to defeat the Saiyan and learn to transform into Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan God. Goku thought, "Caulifla is strong, but she won't be able to make me use the power of Super Saiyan 2. Caulifla won't be able to do this alone, and if Kale comes to help her, then I will have to take this battle to another level. And if they merge, I'll have to fight for real, and that's what I want, but I won't order her to face me. This decision has to come from Kale and only from her," thought the Saiyan while looking out of the corner of his eye at Kale, who was a little worried about Caulifla. After all, the two had seen the power of the superior instinct that Goku demonstrated, and Kale knew that Goku could activate this power whenever he wanted, and that worried the Saiyan. Kale thought, "I hope Caulifla doesn't get too hurt during this battle. She's a hardhead indeed. She saw firsthand the power of Mr. Goku's superior instinct, and just the aura of that power made me want to kneel because of the lack of air, and that's because I was being protected by the barrier of Vados. If not, I could have become unconscious," thought the legendary Saiyan of the 6th universe, worried about her companion, Caulifla, who was a hardhead for trying to fight against Goku, who showed a power that can overcome that of a god of destruction. Vados spoke. "Well, I think you two have had enough time to prepare for combat. I will be the judge in case one of you gives up. The other wins. And if one of you is seriously injured or on the verge of death, I will stop this fight and announce the other as the winner. Do you understand?" asked the Angel to Goku and Caulifla, who stopped doing their warm-up exercises for the fight. Goku and Caulifla said, "We understand." Both Saiyans spoke at the same time, showing a determination, and smiled excitedly for the fight. Vados said, "Since it's like this here, and now I will start the fight between Goku and Caulifla. Let the battle begin," said the Angel, starting the fight between Goku and Caulifla. When starting the fight between the two Saiyans, both entered into a combat posture, and the one to make the first move was Caulifla, who raised her energy and advanced towards Goku, who just smiled seeing the Saiyan coming toward him with great speed. Soon Caulifla got to Goku and started the fight, with several punches that Goku normally dodged, leaving no gap for Caulifla to hit him. Goku, who was so far just dodging Caulifla's blows, decided to start the offensive, and when Caulifla kicked the Saiyan, she ended up leaving an opening for Goku, who then punched Caulifla's abdomen, and then opened his hand, shooting a spear of energy, ki, in her, which caused Caulifla to move a few meters away from Goku. Goku said, "You let your guard down when you go for a kick like the one you tried. Try to cover the areas that you can. Be attacked like your abdomen," said the Saiyan, showing Caulifla one of his weaknesses. Caulifla spoke. "This time was lucky. It won't happen again." Caulifla spoke while looking at her abdomen. There was a little smoke coming out because of Goku's ki blow. Seeing that she wasn't faster than Goku, Caulifla transformed into Super Saiyan and once again advanced towards Goku, who once again went back to being on the defensive, only dodging Caulifla's attacks that were much faster than before. Goku started to stop being just on the defensive and started to go on the real offensive. This way, the Saiyan stopped dodging or defending himself from Caulifla's strikes and started canceling them with his own strikes. This way, both Saiyans started an exchange of punches and kicks that started to collide, creating pressure in the air. The exchange of punches and kicks was well balanced until once again Caulifla tried to kick Goku and once again opened her guard, and seeing that Goku would do the same thing as the last time, hitting his abdomen and shooting a sphere of ki in her, Caulifla, who had already expected it because she had done it on purpose when Goku tried to hit her abdomen, Caulifla trapped Goku's arm, spinning her body, supporting her hands on the Saiyan's arm, kicking Goku in the face with the other leg, making him move away from her. Caulifla said, Did you really think I would repeat the same stupidity as last time? Said the Saiyan with a smile on her face for hitting Goku's face with a kick. Goku said, right, I think I underestimated you a little, Caulifla. So now I'm going to fight for real. So come with everything, said the Saiyan while cleaning the dirt from the place where he had been kicked by Caulifla. Then the Saiyan raised his power, but still remained in his base form, something that made everyone in the place strange, until Goku ended up screaming. Goku said, Kaioken times 2! The Saiyan shouted while using one of his techniques, the Kaioken, to get stronger. Goku thought, the times 2 Kaioken is not as strong as the Super Saiyan form, but it should be enough to put Caulifla against the wall, and maybe Kale will come to the fight since I never said that nobody could interfere in the fight. Goku thought while looking at Caulifla, who was impressed by that technique. Suddenly, Goku, who was a few meters from Caulifla, simply disappeared, and when he appeared again, the Saiyan had his fist hitting Caulifla's abdomen, making her spit a little saliva. Because of the blow, Caulifla was thrown away, but quickly manages to recover. But Goku more once he disappears and appears in front of her, giving a punch from the bottom up, making the Saiyan take his feet off the ground and fly about 30 meters up, where Goku once again appeared, and joining both hands, Goku gave a hammer punch, making Caulifla fall on high speed and hit the ground where it ended up creating a medium-sized crater. Goku thought, maybe I took it too hard, but I would like Kale to come to the fight, and that's why I'm making Caulifla humiliated, so that Kale can join us. But it doesn't seem to be having that much effect, so I'll have to take a little heavier, thought the Saiyan while he was still in the air floating and seeing the crater where Caulifla was, and looking from the corner of his eye, Goku saw Kale very worried about her fellow Saiyan. Goku returned to the ground and walked to where Caulifla was, who had come out of the crater, but she had some injuries that should have been hurting, but Caulifla would endure. After all, that did not come close to what she had gone through during the Tournament of Power. Caulifla, seeing Goku approaching little by little, once again raises her power and goes on top of Goku, but he defends himself from all attacks and hits a kick on Caulifla, making her fall to the ground. Caulifla then raises her hand and shoots several spears of ki, but they were all stopped by Goku, who threw them all away. Goku then aimed his ki at Caulifla, but at that moment, the Saiyan fired the ki spheres in his hand to the side where he hit a green ki sphere that had been fired by Kale. Caulifla spoke, Kale, don't get involved in this fight, and mine, spoke the Saiyan as she stood up and faced Kale, who had a determined look. Kale said, not at all. I will not let you be humiliated by Son Goku. You and I are a team, and I will not stand here just watching you be defeated. If I also have power, I will fight by your side, and it doesn't matter your opinion about it, said the girl very determined while looking at Caulifla, who was shocked by such information. After all, Kale had never spoken that way, and whether or not it made Caulifla happy until both realized that Goku was no longer using the Kaioken and was clapping. Goku said, finally, I was wondering if you would just watch Caulifla get hurt. Look, one of the biggest reasons for me to want to train the both of you, and not just one of you, is that you two are strong individually, but together you are much stronger. And I felt that in my skin during the Tournament of Power, and that's why I don't want to face one of you, I want to face both of you, said the Saiyan while looking at Caulifla and Kale, who smiled. Kale went to Caulifla's side to help her up, and they raised her power and assumed the form of Super Saiyan 2. Seeing that Goku smiled and transformed into Super Saiyan, Goku said, now the battle will start. So don't come to hurt me, come to kill me, said the Saiyan, assuming his combat stance, just like Caulifla and Kale. Caulifla and Kale said, that's what the two of us will do. Get ready, Son Goku, because we're going to defeat you, said both the Saiyans with a look of pure determination to defeat Son Goku. We reached the end of another video today, so for those of you who like the content of this channel already, leave the like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to leave your comment, which is very important for the channel. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.